Hi, guys. Welcome back to Survived by Loss, a podcast providing a voice in the dark where we hear stories about erasing the gray and ending cycles. I'm Haley, and I will be your host. If you made it through the trailer, you will know from now on this podcast will be one giant trigger warning. Before we dive into today's episode, I would like to say the following content may contain sensitive topics or discussions that could potentially evoke strong emotional responses or discomfort. I encourage you to prioritize your mental health and proceed with caution. If you find yourself feeling distressed at any time, please remember that it's okay to pause or stop listening. Your well being is incredibly important to me. Remember, you're not alone and support is available. We will talk about loss in every single kind. You will hear my personal stories as well as people that I know and love, and hopefully one day this will inspire you to talk about something you have lost with all of us. My goal for this is to be a safe space to share, a place to let go, to find people to add to your list so you know you aren't alone in your time of healing. I know. I said I was going to skip one episode, and that was who knows, 100 episodes by now. I really can't believe it has been this long. I'm going to try my hardest to explain what's been going on, how I've been feeling, and why this last, well, when I wrote this, 8 weeks has felt like 1 week. First of all, for everyone who's reached out and checked in on me, I appreciate more than you could know. I've been healing and mostly surviving at the same time. I've been happy but sad, moving forward and taking double the steps back, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, just to blink and it looked just as far away as when I started. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. I promise I'm okay. I just feel stuck and on autopilot. Have you ever pulled up to your house after work and put your car in park just to realize you don't remember driving home at all? Or write an email and send it and not remember writing it? You make dinner and sit down and wonder how it happened after just walking through your door? Or you try your hardest to stay awake when you get home so you don't fall asleep too early since it would leave you up all night, only to lay down and stay awake for 5 more hours, wishing you could just rest? You go to sleep tired, wake up tired, drive tired, work tired, try to be your normal self, tired. Just a mom, dad, sibling, teacher, son, daughter, friend, aunt or uncle, a grandparent, a first responder, pilot, Uber driver, blue collar worker, a student, whatever you are, but tired. And not just tired, but a tired you can't explain. It's not like uh, a workout, like you just did a really good workout, worked a 10-hour shift, or took some crazy calls. Maybe you taught for 7 hours, or any real reason, but you just can't think of any other feeling to explain what's going on. I bet I'm not the only one. I'm tired. And yes, I've been drinking water. Yes, I'm just trying to sleep. Yes, my phone's put down. Yes, I'm moving more than I usually do. Yes, yes, yes. I am trying all of the things, I swear. With being tired comes all sorts of challenges. Biggest being my mind, how it's constantly all over the place. I really want to have Jordan on. He's an incredible person, and I'd be honored to provide a platform for him to share a story. I have been saying I've wanted Michaela on here so she can ask all the questions people may be afraid to ask. I want her to share her story so I can low key brag about how she's overcome some crazy trauma in her life and is thriving. I want Wendy to spend some time with us to talk to her about faith and being able to share my struggles with a person who gives her all and listens without judgment. She is a beautiful human who changed in her car and wore pants with me to an LDS church so I felt even more comfortable. I have all the love and support, all the connections. I've met so many amazing people and want them to be a part of this. I want to bug Chanel and get an update after her trip out of country to see how things are going. I want my mom to come back on here and keep going so she can share her life and wisdom. I want to start a second podcast with my cousin to balance out the topics that are shared here, to have a crazy, silly outlet to make it feel a little less heavy. I want to talk about my job and the people, the good and heavy moments, to tell you all about how I've healed helping others, the funny moments, the weird words I mess up on the radio, or how amazing the responders are that I get to work with. I want to talk about Lux, my apartment, my friends I've made, about a crush that literally made me feel like I was in high school again, about all the things I've just been enjoying the last couple weeks, about the weight management I started and how much it has changed the things in my life in such a short amount of time, my goals and dreams, the chapters that are being written and closing faster than I'm ready for all the things I've been trying to do that haven't been working out, how the most unexpected things are falling into place, and how terrified I am for change, how hard it is keeping things to myself out of fear of them not working out how they're supposed to. Maybe that's been my biggest issue, not knowing what I can and can't share, what I really want everyone to know about me and my life. I don't know. As always, I do not have one clear thought, and just halfway in, I am stuck. And I might have to come back to this, to be honest. 3 days later, and I am back at it. Still all over the place, sitting on my new comfy Costco couch drinking a nice coffee at 10:30 p.m. with a little pot of soup simmering away, just wondering where to jump back in. I feel like I just need to start somewhere new. I will say work has been going really well. I'm way too nervous for the shift bid change. Going from days to night is something else. For those that don't know, I have the honor of being a 911 dispatcher. This has been the most humbling job I have ever had. I think I mentioned in the past that my dad never really talked about his job with me. Well, very rarely did he share a story with anyone. I remember one story he told us all the time. My dad and the boys were out at the sand dunes, the cool breeze, the hot embers he would put under everyone's chair, Carhartts and hoodies, beanies keeping your ears nice and warm, just enjoying the stars and quiet, with the occasional crackle of the fire. When one of the guys asked my dad, "Hey, can you tell us some of the craziest things you have ever seen?" My dad, being my dad, said, "Tell me this. How many dead bodies have you seen? Not a viewing at a funeral or on TV, but in person. How many have you seen?" Out of the 6 of them, if I'm remembering correctly, the answer was none. Could be that one said one, but I think the answer was none. Long story short, the guys didn't get a story that night. I will say, to my work people, please know you're amazing and hear and see some awful things. However, I could never do dispatch in my hometown. I can't even begin to think about the types of calls they get. Where I am very fortunate. I've had a lot of very heavy calls, yes. However, I can only imagine based on what I've heard how bad dispatch would be. So don't hate me. I took an 8-day break. I guess I'm not hooked in on this topic enough to stick to it. I am so sorry. I'm just all over the place. All over the place. And I hope you can understand what those days are like. But here's the thing. I have a secret, and I'm going to be honest. There are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that know about it. You know who doesn't know about it? Literally anyone else. No Gabby and Sarah, no Kelsey and Shay, not one of my family members. I'm good when it comes to keeping other people's secrets, but to have one this big of my own for the last 4 weeks and not be able to tell anyone about it is literally wrecking my body. Thinking about it makes my stomach feel like I just took a shot of hot sauce. I was going to say Everclear, but I don't think I've ever tried it. I've just heard that it is strong. My chest gets tight. My breathing starts to get faster. I think my anxiety has gotten 500 times worse in the last 4 weeks. And I'm sure I am still in the middle ish of this process and have no answer one way or another just yet. I want to be able to talk about it with people. How do you plan for something that you aren't sure is going to happen? It's wild. And I feel like I'm hiding things. And I really hope, based on this podcast, you can tell I hate hiding things. I hate it. Mostly because I have to hermit from my friends because I don't know how to act and I don't want to slip about what's going on and stress anyone out before I know what's happening. I will say, I do want the support. I'm missing it. I really want to talk about it with everyone, even say it here. But this is one thing I am really wanting. It's a massive change and I can't have anyone trying to convince me to do something different. I also feel like whenever I tell people things, it never works out. Just like when I have a crush, it always happens. I'll wait for like a month of talking and then boom, I tell everyone. And the next day something happens and we just stop talking. It's weird. I don't know. I'm hoping that soon I'll be able to tell everyone what's been going on. Keep an eye out for a YouTube announcement. I think I might have to stop here. Everything's feeling forced right now, and that's not what this is supposed to be. So, I appreciate you and your patience more than you could ever know. I promise I'm working on some stuff. I did put all of the episodes into a video form, and they're now on YouTube. This one should also be on there with my face this time. Who knows if I'll get that adventurous? Surprise! I didn't get that adventurous. My face will not be showing on this one. On a serious note, thank you for being you. I really feel like this is going to be everything I hoped it could be in the near future. We just have to hang in there for a couple more weeks. Then comes a whole new deal of crazy. All right. I have to stop here or I'll just keep talking in circles and teasing that there's going to be some sort of reveal. And no one likes that. Look at us, surviving the loss, thriving in hope, erasing the gray and embracing the light. I know it's hard to believe sometimes, but a life worth living has you in it. We need to stay because your story isn't over yet. You are worth it. You deserve to be here. And I promise there are better days ahead. I love you all with every fiber of my being. We will talk soon. Okay, bye.